and welcome to Sasa and Goff Live Recorded.
I'm Sasha.
And I'm Goff, and this week we're talking about our favorite stand-up comedians. So,
Whoa!
I'm going to admit right off the bat, this one was a little tough for me.
You hate comedy? You hate anything?
No, I love comedy, but, I even said it last week when I pulled it, that this one was for you. You talk about stand-up comedy pretty much every week. I'm going to kind of let you have the floor on this one, but mine are more recent, to be honest, because when I was doing this, I realized I've never been a big stand-up comedy guy. I love watching roasts. I love watching, like, variety type, like whatever you call Ben Schwartz and Thomas Middleditch, that kind of stuff they do, I guess, improv.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff, but yeah, I guess, like, stand-up comedy, nothing against it. I just don't get that into it.
That's like your least favorite of the comedy art.
It might be.
I
hate to say it, but it might be.
It's weird because like comedy's bigger than it's ever been in the world, but it's still. I think it's weird. I think a lot of people don't know what stand-up comedy is. Like they go to stand-up comedy shows assuming that it's like what you see on reels and stuff, and they want to yell and stuff like that. But I don't know how many people like what percentage of the population is like. Has ever been to a stand-up comedy show versus seeing it. Like everybody knows what it is, but how many people have actually been to a stand-up comedy thing percentage-wise? I'd love to know that.
No, and I mean, I've it's not like I've never been to any, and I've seen some pretty good, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, I guess just not as easy as I thought. And then my bottoms, that too. It's just like, man, I feel like I don't know if I can judge people, but I'm ruining everything right now. I'm ruining this episode.
All right, well, let me just tell you this. Do you remember like the first stand-up set or anything that you ever saw?
I believe so. At least, yeah.
Is it going to ruin if I ask you? Or are you talking about it later?
It's not on my list.
So, like, what was the first stand-up comedy thing you ever saw?
The first stand-up comedy, like, officially that I remember was Jeff Dunham at the Improv.
Wow.
It was him and
you went live.
Yeah.
But what about before that?
Oh,
just like
before that, it would probably be like Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy.
Okay,
to be honest, because the
Comedy Central,
Delirious was my buddies and my brother. Like they all loved it, and they would always quote it, and I'd like love to be part of the joke. But it's like I've never fucking watched the whole thing.
Okay, But your first live show then was Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what my first live stand-up comedy was. I don't think it was somebody like notable. Maybe it might have just been like a local comedy show that was happening, and we went to Zany's in St. Charles, Illinois, or something like that.
I believe I was with your cousin Nick for that show, the Jeff Dunham one, and then I also saw.
What made you go see Jeff Dunham?
I think it was like, hey, me and girlfriend at the time, we got tickets. Do you guys want to go?
Okay.
Me and Joni, and we're like, yeah, why not? And never even knew that. At that time, it was like. Has a Comedy Central special. Like, no one knew who Jeff Dunham was.
Wow.
Now he's fucking huge. And the guy who opened for him, I actually thought was funnier. Because, like, Jeff Dunham is, like, that's a very niche thing, It's just like you go to see a stand-up comedian and he's got a puppet.
And it's insane how popular Jeff Dunham is, too.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. It's like a weird stand-up comedy. It's like a group of puppet characters.
Yeah. And he's great at what he does, but no, you can't really compare that to...
And by the way, bottom three comedians, like you were talking about it, how it was kind of a weird thing. I was like, these are my bottom three comedians. I don't like these comedians. But they're very good comedians.
Yeah. They're still good
on their own thing. They are very, very good.
I think our bottom threes for every category, it's like, well, they at least got to our list, so they're doing something at least kind of right.
My first experience with stand-up comedy was when I was a kid. I was like, 9. I don't know what year it is. We could tell by if you take one of those Paula Poundstone Pop-Tarts videos that I have over there. That was my first stand-up comedy thing. I was eating Pop-Tarts, and I saw that was... They were offering a VHS of Paula Poundstone and a couple other people on there who were very good. It's a great special. Maybe I'm a little nostalgic about it, but it's very good. There's a joke about a Yugoslavian cutting board by this guy. I mean, that's top-notch quality right there. But you would have to send in like UPC codes, and then they would send you this video.
Yeah.
And you had to write a check, I think, to cover shipping. And so like my mom sent it in and got it for me. And that was like what I watched stand-up comedy-wise for a very long time, and that's why I look like Paula Poundstone. Dress like Paula Poundstone.
Let me add to my my intro to comedy. Actually, this has to do with bozo. Actually, I forgot about this. So
Def
when
Jam
I was in
bozo.
no 4th or 5th grade, And I think I talked about this at some point during this podcast. One of the old announcers used to be named Pat Hurley for the Bozo show. So he came to the junior high you and I both went to for like an assembly. This is when I was in 5th grade, though, and you would have been in 4th, so we weren't there yet. But I remember my brother, he like caught or got, I don't know, maybe they were handing them out. They were like comedy tapes. So it was almost
like cassette tape?
Yeah. So it was almost like the Adam Sandler ones, you know, they're all going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
So it was skits, but it was also like stand-up comedy. So that was like 5th grade, and I listened. He's not on my list, but
of course.
Pat Hurley should be, because there's a few of them I still remember some of those jokes he had, and
it's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
How you're just like I recently watched that VHS. It's on YouTube. You don't have to watch the VHS, but the full thing is on YouTube, and I was watching it, and I knew like at least half the jokes I remembered, like the punchlines and all that stuff. It's crazy how that stuff sticks with you.
The weird thing is, like, I did have that in hand this weekend, the one you gave me, because I was doing some cleaning up, and it was just like, what do I do with this thing? I was like looking on eBay, you know, it's just like,
if you put it on eBay, I will eventually
buy it back.
Yeah. I'm gonna build a throne out of them one day, and that's gonna be my chair here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but so I did a list that was top 3, bottom 3, but my top 3 list was current and all time.
Okay.
I did 2 separate lists because honestly, I needed 25 lists. There's way too many comedians that I'm a fan of that I wanted to at least bring up. So I did kind of like the classic all time, and then I kind of did who I'm listening to now, who I'm watching now.
See, I was thinking about doing comedians turned actors, but it's like that's kind of generic though, because I feel like everyone who's in acting probably did stand up at some point, comedically at least, you know, who's any comedians.
Or improv or whatever.
But yeah, like I said, so so we can finally move on. But anyway, well,
I got stuff to say.
Say some stuff.
Oh no, you want to start the show?
No, why don't you
officially
plug the socials? You do it better than I do.
No, I'm not plugging anything. You plug the socials.
Nothing. All right, you can find us on Instagram at Sasa and Goff Live Recorded. YouTube, Sasa and Goff. Merchandise, Sasa and Goff merch for the cheapest merchandise in podcast history. I don't remember our phone number. You got to tell that one.
772-266-6469. And
if you want to text us or send us in your top 3s, any suggestions you got there, or tell us why you hated our episode last week or the week before
or this week. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
I have some corrections and some stuff from the past couple weeks episodes that we got here. So, first and foremost, James Corden made my number 3, I want to say, least favorite list of gays. And it turns out, what's his name? James Corden? Not gay.
Uh-oh.
Not gay at all.
He's British, though, right?
It's pretty close.
Okay, all right.
It's pretty close. No, and he also played a gay person in the movie. Now, I had no clue about that, but after I went back, Useless Dave made sure that I knew that I was incorrect in this situation.
Whoops.
Thank you, Useless Dave. Appreciate it. But I went back, and it says, like, a lot of people... Here's what the AI overview actually says, if you, like, Google it.
Okay.
No, James Corden is not gay. He's a straight actor who played a flamboyant gay character in the Netflix film The Prom, a casting choice that drew heavy criticism for leaning into stereotypes and being miscast. Critics referred to his portrayal as gay face, which is what I called you before we hit record.
Nice.
And deemed it offensive and horribly bad, arguing that a straight actor playing a gay role, especially one so reliant on stereotypes, was problematic and lacked authenticity. So, not gay. Sorry, James Corden. Straight as an arrow. But I don't take him off my list.
Well, if he decides to change, he knows he's at the bottom of our list.
Absolutely. So that was one thing. We also have a couple responses here. Here's one that about the villains.
Okay.
Right? So last week we did top and bottom villains, which was a tough one.
Yeah.
Had some real ones, some fake ones.
I thought it was pretty fun, though.
I thought it was decent. Our dear friend Giuseppe in Milan chimed in. He says, I'm disappointed that favorite and least favorite villains didn't include a specific call-out from Useless Dave of Aston Villa players. Because of this, I'm certain when I hear next week's episode that there won't be any mention of legends such as Dwight York and Gareth Barry, or everyone's favorite heel goalie, Emi Martinez. Now, who's your favorite heel goalie? Is it Emi Martinez?
Sure.
That's what you told me.
Let's say yes.
Yeah, none of us know what Giuseppe's talking about.
I don't know. I don't know what any of that means.
Aston
Is
Villa.
he calling out Useless Dave, or is this what is happening?
I think he wanted Useless Dave to mention these players. I don't know. I have no clue. But I did watch Aston Villa beat Fulham today, 3-1.
This is
Premier League soccer.
Gotcha.
And I'm a Fulham fan, and so it was kind of sad. They were up 1-0, and then they came back. But thank you, Giuseppe and Milan.
Thank
you know
you.
we're going to read it every time, even if we don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, I didn't know what anybody was talking about in any of these responses. Like, this is more for you. Like, characters and stuff like that.
You got it.
Our dear friend Al from Melmac chimed in. He said, loved Omar from The Wire.
Yep.
Mr. Burns was terrific, as well as Dr. Evil. I think we had those two, right?
Yeah, Omar was a potent notable for me.
Okay. Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Come on!
Oh, yeah.
I have no clue what any of that means.
Oh, he's a fucker.
He says, everyone hated that effing kid. I believed it carried into real life, people being shitty or having a vendetta against him. Hans Gruber.
That's Bruce Willis, Die Hard.
There we go. Yes, okay. That one I did know.
Alan Rickman.
Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. No clue.
Yeah.
What's that?
He's good.
Ernest?
He's good. Like, when they took the mask off and they made it Hayden Christensen, it's like, fuck.
I agree.
But anyway, James Earl Jones is the man.
And one that is a villain you like is Raymond Reddington from The Blacklist, played by James Spader, who was great in the MCU as voicing Ultron, also a villain. You know what that is? Any of that?
I do.
All right.
He was also I don't know, what would you say? Did you watch those Office episodes with Spader? Would you consider him a villain or like an adversary?
Robert California?
Yeah.
I thought he was excellent.
I loved him in The Office.
Yeah, I thought he was great in those. Like, especially it's like when you have the main character leaving and who's going to replace him, and then you have someone who kind of makes it their own.
So on the Blacklist,
I had no clue that's who James Spader was, but
he plays the same character on the Blacklist essentially, but like more cunning, and he's a killer.
All right. Anton Chigurh from one of the greatest movies of all time, No Country for Old Men.
Okay, I would assume that's
played by Javier Bardem.
Yeah, I saw that once. Great flick.
Never saw
Very
it.
chilling villain.
I'm supposed to read the book, I believe, before I watch the movie, is what I've been told.
Okay.
That stupid haircut, but dude was a cold-blooded hitman.
Oh, yeah.
The other day I saw a post with his picture in a movie subreddit titled The Most Iconic Movie Weapons.
Yeah, he uses like one of those horse...
Cattle gun?
Yeah, where you just put it to the head and it just pops so fast. It's like a bullet, basically, so it just kills him.
He said that we should do a list on most iconic movie weapons as well.
Okay.
Anyway, great show as always, Al from Melmac. Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Absolutely appreciate it. Our dear friend the Bear chimed in as well. He says, number 3, Gary Oldman in The Professional, Dirty Cop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. Charlton, or Charlton, maybe he was trying to say. Copley?
Copley.
I
think it's Copley.
As Agent Kruger in Elysium.
I saw this comment. I think I comment. That is one of the most vile son of a bitch, mean ass characters. Copley. I don't know how to say his name. He's a great actor though. But yeah, that movie Elysium kind of sucks, but he's great in it.
No clue.
Yeah.
Zero. I'm sorry, the Bear. Keep the comments coming. I'm not going to know anything, but I like this.
I'll do what I can.
I like you telling me whether this is a good list or not.
Okay.
And then also Michael Keaton is the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's good.
Never seen it.
It's good.
Never seen any of the Spider-Mans.
Like none of them? Like any actor Spider-Mans?
No. I know the one that he played Spider-Man was...
Like Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, that guy.
Spider-Man 2 is really... One is good, 2 is great, though. 2 is like an awesome movie, not just a superhero movie.
Is he in that one?
Yeah.
When did he stop being in them?
He did 3 of them, then Andrew Garfield did 2 of them. Now Tom Holland has done like 3 or 4, and then, spoiler, all of them were in the last Spider-Man.
That's too many movies, though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not like Police Academy where you need 7 movies.
Well, no, like that. Yeah, like with Spider-Man, and then, like I said, even Batman. Especially since they keep giving us the origin story. It's like we don't fucking need it.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
But well, anyway, Police Academy, keep them coming.
Thank you guys for that. I always say if I came into a huge amount of money, it'd be a problem because I would I would
reboot it.
I would get number 8 going.
Yeah.
Gutenberg's looking for work. I know he is. I know Michael Winslow is. He's touring around doing noises in random rooms. Bobcat Goldthwait lives in Naperville, Illinois, or wherever he does.
We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, and then in the movie. Hey, guys! He doesn't talk like that anymore. He's an educated individual. Okay, so that being said, that's all the, like, random stuff.
Well, you know what? I got one just on the Instagram side.
Okay.
Dogan chimed in. Actually, it might have been a text. He just threw in his top villains as well. He also had Judge Doom, which is who I had from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Christopher Lloyd. He had AJ Przynski as a villain. Remember, I had him as one that I liked. But I said to him as well, if it was AJ Barrett and Michael Barrett and AJ, if we were opposites, we would have. And then he also had Biff from the Back to the Future movies.
Okay, excellent.
Okay,
all right.
On.
That being said, you're gonna ask me what I did this week, right?
Sure.
All I did is work this week.
Okay.
I've got the blue collar blues, my friend.
Listening to last week's episode was hilarious for probably anyone who doesn't listen to this, because it's like, has this guy ever worked before?
No, I never have. And that's been the goal, is to never have a real job.
Yeah.
And this week, things got even worse, because I was working my normal job, 8 hours, average Joe, 9 to 5. But then I'm still driving. So then I go straight from work to my truck, and then I drive until 9. So I'm working 9 to 9, 12-hour days. Listen, I know a lot of you out there are working 12 hours longer. You guys are better people than me. No dispute. Zero dispute. But when you go from my schedule, and by the way, Al from Melmac sent me the clip of Kramer getting when he got a job and he had to,
okay.
It was fantastic, and it was exactly how
with the briefcase.
It was
empty briefcase.
Spot on. Like, I was kind of like excited, but I had no clue what to do or what to expect, and it was pretty crazy. So, so I've got the blue collar blues. I don't do anything. I come home. I go to sleep. I get up early.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit, and I don't swear on this podcast.
Nope.
And it's bullshit.
No.
Now let me tell you this: Finland. This is a country we should look out for.
Yeah.
4-day work weeks is what they're headed to now.
Love it.
6-hour days. Now here's what I propose: 3-hour days, 2-day
Once
work
a
week. 2-day work week. I think I could get everything done that I need to in. Honestly, how much time do you need to complete your job? You actually need the full time? You don't want to say?
I stay busy throughout the day, but there's definitely like downtime, but I try to work up to the end just so I'm not sitting around at the end. But no, I want to go back to this Finland thing real quick, though.
Yeah,
so
I'm moving to
Finland. A 24-hour work week, that's like sufficient?
Yeah.
That's full time.
Their prime minister is like a 33-year-old woman.
Okay.
And she's like, 4-day work week, 6-hour days. Probably an hour lunch, too. Let's do 20-hour work week. Pay me full time.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we can't agree on this. The country's split. Mm-hmm. Why can't we all agree on a 20-hour work week where we get paid 40 hours?
I mean, most of us could agree on that, yeah.
If you don't agree with that, put them on a boat.
You're a billionaire.
Send them into the ocean. Send them into the ocean. I don't care where they end up. Send them into the ocean. But yeah, I got the blue collar blues.
I guess so, man.
Yeah.
So I got something real quick. Actually, before we get into that, Shug's got another picture up on the wall here. I don't even know if you noticed that. That's a new one. I put that up while you were making the rest of your list.
This is the new year?
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. So Shug thinks again. Now he wrote, actually last one's was great show. Now it says great way to waste an hour of work.
Beautiful.
So we like it. The dollar bill, actually, that was already here. You got yours on that side. But either way, remember, you don't have to pay anymore to get on the wall of
just send us an 8x10 of yourself with an inscription. You don't even have to send the dollar if you don't want, but Shug is a generous man. That's the look of a man who comes in second place in a golf tournament.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, scored the third best score in history of the golf tournament and came in second place.
Unreal.
That reminds me.
Uh-oh.
You asked me a question.
Shirts?
You asked me a question. Let me answer your question.
He's leaving.
Do you remember the question that you asked me?
When are you going to make those shirts for us?
What do you call these? What do you call these
yeah.
shirts?
Look at that.
If you
They all came in finally.
were in attendance at the Billy Joe Travis Memorial Crockett Cup Tag Team Golf Invitational Championship this year. The shirts are in. Look at this.
Look at these.
And this is the one
great.
that Shug won in the shirt contest.
Nice. I had a green one.
Yeah, so we got plenty of them. I think yours is
This is
the
probably
red one.
Yeah. Jinx.
If that's a large, I think that's yours.
Yes, sir.
They're
Thank
in.
you.
So if you played in the golf tournament, reach out to me, get me your address so I can either send these to you or drop these off or just meet up with me somewhere. Yeah, we got the shirts.
You are a man of your word, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to try to I got to tell you about a crazy story that happened a few days ago. Not crazy, but... So you had a story, and the whole time this was happening, it reminded me of you telling the story a couple months, weeks ago, whatever, when you guys had to take Callie to the vet, the emergency vet, and she bit someone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Lucy, my pit bull, she's right up here. She's had really bad allergies. Usually gets them around this time of the year. But I mean, like where her skin gets really spotty. She's got like dandruff everywhere. And I mean, she's just got scabs everywhere. So we know it's usually seasonal. So we took her to the vet anyway, though, because it was getting really bad. And she's just licking herself everywhere. So
Same.
So first off, I'm allergic to dogs and cats, which you know. I don't know if everyone on here knows. So putting me in like an 8x8 room at a vet, just like, here, sitting here with your dog, where millions of other dogs have been. I'm dying in there. Luckily, Joni's with me, so she kept telling me, you can take a sit, just go outside. Anyway. So.
Do you feel it here when you're here?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
You've been trying, huh?
Really been
putting dander on my chair.
I've been
stuff.
collecting stray dogs and just leading them into this room, specifically around your chair.
It's maybe on the way home.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so first off, and Lucy's not too bad at this place as long as Joni and I are with her. So she's still wagging her tail and everything. She's sniffing around. She's excited. But then the assistant comes in, because she's going to take her back to give her the heart guard and all that stuff. Which, first off, we weighed her. She lost 4 pounds. That was awesome. Yeah, because we put her on a diet back in August. So we stuck with it and kicked ass. Anyway... This goes into kind of like the Callie situation here where...
Uh-oh.
Are you going to ask us any questions about the dog before you just kind of take her away from us? Because puts the leash on, brings her into the back. We'll be right back. Okay?
No muzzle?
No muzzle. Everything sounds fine. Comes back in a couple seconds later. Kind of panicked a little bit.
Bleeding.
The girl's just like... Well, there was a little bit of an incident, and I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, in my head already, it's like, if my dog bit one of you after
deserve
you
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, not even asking, whatever. Instead, she got scared and evacuated everything she had inside of herself. Peed, shit, anal glands. She didn't vomit, but anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, so she did it all. So they brought her back into
2
the
pounds
room.
lighter.
Kind of, yeah. Well, she's like, she should be good for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But basically brings a couple wet naps in, and she's like, it's still all over. They couldn't wipe, especially that area. So now we're in the room that smells awful. Like all this stuff, her tail's soaking wet. This is a gross story.
Yeah, it's gross. And like, for those who don't have an animal, it's not just pee and poo, right?
Yeah. Whatever that scent, it's like a spray. It's almost like a skunk spray. So anyway, now the doctor comes in, and we talked about this, I think, last time I talked to the doctor. I'm fine with dog people, whatever. But if my dog's not in the room, you don't have to still talk to me like this. So that was a little weird.
Yeah.
When you're just trying to look at this lady in the face, and it's just like, I understand.
Like, who's a good guy?
Exactly. That's pretty much how she's talking to us. But then, so she's on the ground with Lucy, and she keeps, she's sliding treats over like you guys are having me do with Callie.
Mm-hmm.
Sliding the treats over, getting closer. And now Joni and I are just kind of like, because like you don't want to insult these people because this is their job.
That's what me and you are different.
Yeah.
I do want to insult these people.
So sure enough, she gets too close, and Lucy goes at her, snaps at her. The woman luckily pulled her hand back in time, so she didn't get her, but did like a controlled somersault backwards, which was wonderful too because she somehow got underneath the tray or the little folding tables, you can put the dog up. And then, of course, the tone just shifts immediately from, we're having a great time, Lucy's my favorite dog too, Now we're getting the muzzle.
Oh.
So sure enough, the muzzle goes on. And yeah, so I don't know, like $500 later, a bunch of medicine, things like that. But it's more, I'm to the point now where it's like, I don't care if like you work with dogs, if you're specialized or whatever. I will not be responsible if you're dumbass. I mean, then again, maybe I will. I don't think there's anything I can do just by stating I won't be responsible.
I don't know.
But it pisses me off when, especially, and I hate to call out pit bulls, but it's like, you know, and most people aren't afraid of them who work in this industry because they know it's not the dog. But it's like, if they do get you, it's going to fucking hurt.
Yeah, they seem way too confident. Mm-hmm. And even in our situation where we told people she's flagged, she's wearing a muzzle, all this stuff, she has problems, she's afraid of people, she will attack, blah, blah, blah. They still took the muzzle off.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm with you where it's like, I say that, like, I will not be responsible if you're a dumbass. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that works.
No,
because
that's not how it works.
If you're driving behind, like, one of those, like, rock trucks, they have the sign on the rock truck that says, like, not responsible if your windshield gets cracked.
If this is the last thing you see, it's not our fault.
Yeah, and I'm always like, well, that's not true. Mm-hmm. Then I'm not responsible for slashing your tires, like, when you stop or whatever. Like, you can't just make rules and put a sign up or whatever. Like, murder's fine here.
Yeah.
We can murder in my house because I put a sign at the front door. So I think, they could do whatever they want with your dog. But I'm with you. It should be... Like, it's unfair. It's not fair. Especially, like, everybody sucks now. Human beings. Yeah. We're all bad. Everybody.
Yeah.
None of us should be responsible for a dog at all. We all have dogs. And they're all crazy. Mm-hmm. If you live around here, your dog's crazy.
Yeah, mine too.
And it's a problem. Like, everybody wants to save these dogs and they can't save themselves because we're idiots. We're all stupid. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear about that.
No, I mean, her skin's already looking better now, so that's good.
That's
like I
good.
said, she lost weight. So
did you take some of her medicine to see if it works for you?
I did. It doesn't.
It doesn't work.
No, it's not the same for humans, I guess.
Tastes good though.
So that was all right.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so I guess let's talk about thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
What are we putting inside ourselves this week? I'll start off.
Do it.
Let's do it. All right, I got a couple comedy shows to talk about and some music. First off, The Paper, which was the Office spinoff. I talked about this a little bit on my other podcast. I don't think I'd mentioned it on this one yet, but I did finish the full first season. It's 10 episodes. Not bad. Definitely has some of that. You're watching it and you're like, okay, this is definitely trying to be The Office.
A little rip-offy?
Well, I mean, it's in the same world. They're using the same camera crew, supposedly. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously... But the reason... Which I won't get into all the details, but it's a little confusing when they start telling you why this is happening again, why Oscar's involved. He's the only one from The Office.
That's what I was going to ask.
Actually, that's not true. Bob Vance was in an episode.
Okay.
And then also the boss of the new company, he's a side character, an extra. But anyway, 10 episodes. There are 2 characters I hate. I vehemently hate, and I just wish like they would be written off the show. Every time that it's 2 characters that are kind of bosses, but they don't describe the dynamic enough for you to know who's there, because there's technically 3 people that you're like, okay, that's the boss. So wait, no, that one is, or I think this one is. So it's a little confusing there.
And they're both Hispanic. That's why you don't like
the one is, and like for one, like I think she's just so over the top.
Makes sense for you.
Yeah, but then the other one's a British guy who's like a Ricky Gervais ripoff.
Okay.
So it's like. But the thing is, you're just tired of seeing that kind of boss. Just ignorant, stupid, like everything they say they just get away with. And it's just like, but especially this day and age where you can't get away with any of that stuff. But anyway, I do recommend the show if you like The Office. I think it's worth it. It's it seems long though because the episodes are actually 30 minutes. Not instead of like 21
or whatever, yeah.
And there is some swearing, so it's weird here. Sometimes it'll be bleeped out, but then sometimes they'll drop an F-bomb. It's not
this
like excessive.
Peacock,
it's on Peacock
exclusive.
only, yeah.
Okay.
So I give that one like a thumbs up.
All right.
Next up, and you might have talked about this show, and if so, I apologize for not remembering. The Studio.
No.
Dude, I kept hearing from people to check out this show, and it's worth it.
Me too.
It's so good, man. It's a cross between like Entourage, but not as bro-y. And then even like 30 Rock, where there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff at like a movie studio.
Okay.
And there's a lot of confusion because sometimes you're like, is that person playing an actor, or are they or a character, or are they themselves? Because Seth Rogen and a lot of these people are playing like studio executives, but then you'll have what's his name, Martin Scorsese, Charlize Theron.
Now let me ask you, because I did watch this show.
Okay.
I watched the first episode only though.
Oh.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched like 6 or 7 of them out of.
All right, don't get too far ahead.
Okay.
Because I'm watching.
Okay.
I watched the first episode. I've heard enough about this show that I'm interested.
Okay.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
The first episode made me want to watch the rest of the episodes, regardless of where the story goes.
Yeah.
The first episode, I was like, holy cow. And the first episode was 45 minutes.
Yeah. They're not all like that.
The rest of them are like a half an hour.
35 around, I'd say,
But that first episode was like you said, star-studded.
Yeah.
You're like, who's this person going to be? And it's like, maybe we shouldn't say if people want to watch or whatever, but there's, a lot of people where you're like, oh my God, they are this person.
Yeah.
They'll bring them up and then they're in the episode later and you're like, holy cow.
Yeah. Like I think that's Seth Rogen, like, gravitas now. I mean, like, that dude, he's got so much pull in Hollywood.
And he's confident in this role, which you don't normally see him in.
Well, you don't really see him in TV shows, so it's just kind of like episodic stuff.
But he's normally like a complete moron or like loser-ish type whatever. In this, he's a studio exec.
Yeah. He's like bumbling a little bit, but definitely more confident.
Yeah.
Not like who I was talking about in the last one with like the idiot bosses, that it's just like, ha ha ha, how funny.
And
like,
he realizes what his boss needs to hear, and he can say it. He can think to say
like
it. Whereas
yes
before
man,
he would have been like,
yeah,
that's
just like that. But there's
you like Seth Rogen in general?
I think he's great. I really do.
I'm not like against him, but I've never been like, oh, I can't wait to see that Seth Rogen. But in this episode, I was like, whoa, this is good.
Some of those comedies, I mean, the ones he does with all his friends, I love those movies. This Is the End, Knocked Up, Superbad.
Superbad was great.
Pineapple Express is one of my favorite comedies ever.
But anyway,
it's all right. But yeah, the studio.
But I keep cutting you off. It's okay. Thing. The camera work.
I was just gonna say the production value is probably my favorite thing. There is one episode. This is the only thing I'm gonna spoil, where the entire episode is a oneer, which means it's shot
awesome.
35 straight minutes or whatever, and you forget it when you're watching the episode. It's just like, holy shit. And now, I won't say which episode it is, but the episode is called The Oneer. So just watch that one, and as you're watching it, just try to see, because you can see some of the movie tricks, like someone might go behind a wall for a second, but the camera's still going, and then when that person comes out, it was usually like tagging in the next person to do stuff like that. So it's awesome.
I was going to ask you, are you sure it was just one shot?
Yes, the episode is literally called...
it's named that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of those that like look that way, but they'll go like this past a wall. And like,
it's like I said, they can do camera tricks like that where two guys are fighting and then they're behind a bush. Now all of a sudden 2 new actors, but they're stunt doubles because you can't see. But no, in that episode, they're recording a oneer for like a movie or something, so they're so excited about it, and it's like...
There was something else that I watched that was also that. It was one like big long thing, and I can't remember what it is now, but it was so impressive of a thing to think that everybody has to be in the right place at the right time and say the right things and do all the right things. I'm a sucker for the camera. It's not a set where there's this side is like an audience camera. What it follows people around as they're walking around.
It's so incredible because I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but I mean, again, the production value is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
When the episode starts off and it's like, clearly there's a camera mounted on the car, because it's like either that or someone is laying on the front filming these guys, but then the car stops and a camera person just took it off now, and now they're just continuing that, and it's so awesome. I mean, I've seen more and more of that with like a one-shot scene where someone's chasing someone and then they'll hand the camera off to someone because they like went out a window or something.
And by the way, we haven't even mentioned Ike Barinholtz. Is that his name?
Yep.
Catherine Hahn. Yep. These are like main characters.
What's her name too from Schitt's Creek? Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah. These are like characters on the show who are like That's insane. That's an insane cast.
It's like I said. I mean, it's a great cast. It's a great show. So
Apple TV.
Huge thumbs up for that. Yeah, it is on Apple TV. So if you don't have that, kind of a bummer. But and then my last thing I'll quickly say, it's the new album by The Living End. It's called I Only Trust Rock and Roll. I think that's what it's called, or I Trust Rock and Roll.
You listened to it?
That. Yeah, I did listen to it.
All right,
it's fine.
Okay.
I think I thought I was more of a Living End fan than I am. Because I really loved the first two albums, or like the two of the first three, and then after that, I just kind of stopped listening to them. So now it's like it's still good, but it's older, so like the singer's voice is a little bit different.
Okay,
but it's good if you like The Living End. I'd say it's probably one of the better ones.
Like they just keep putting out an album, and then it'll maybe have a song or two that you're like, this is okay, and then you don't really listen to it. Yeah. But if they came to town, I would go see them because they're going to play like the stuff that is most well known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll give it a thumbs up. So 3 thumbs ups: The Paper, The Studio, and the new Living End album.
All right, well I'm done because I was just going to talk about The Studio. That's literally
really?
The only
that's
thing.
Awesome.
That's the only time that I've had to do anything. Last night I was like, I need something to talk about. Let me start The Studio. So
I was
so excited,
texting you numerous times, being
man.
like, dude, if you're not watching this, watch it. But I wanted to talk about it on the show. And honestly, I couldn't remember if you started watching it because Alpha Melmac kept telling me about it, and then Greek Pete was texting me too, which we usually only talk about horror movies and stuff. Yeah. So when he's like, you got to check this out.
And by the way, it won 13 Emmys last week or whatever. Legitimately, not a fake number. 13 Emmys.
No,
when you everything.
I love, again, back to the production value. It kind of if you watch 30 Rock, there's a lot of that the kind of like whimsical, but like there's a lot of that music going on because it's very fast paced,
Yeah, super.
And there's in the one episode I said that was the whole oneer. Not just that episode, but there are many other times throughout the show where you can see it's like, man, they haven't stopped in like 5 to 10 minutes, where it's just such a great scene. But
yeah. I had the same exact thought when I was watching it. I was like, wow, this has been a long scene, and it feels like it's just one camera watching two guys do this monologue.
At the end of that episode,
not monologue. What is it? Duologue.
Yeah, monologue is one. So
I
guess it is dialogue. But
I like duologue.
No, in that at the end of that episode, when it ends, I mean, like, I just wish I could have seen like the and cut and then everyone reacting to that exactly because the episode kind of ends with like a long shot of two guys just kind of like. Yeah, and they probably were just like, all right, just hold it for another 15 seconds. Don't laugh. And
you kind of wonder if there's like an actor that is like always a problem, like always messing it up, and everybody's like, come on, you son of a, like, we just did 10 minutes and
that's but anyway,
great show.
All right, well, I guess we're gonna jump into our category of the week then, which is our favorite stand-up comedians. Now remember, if this is your first time listening, we're not listing them by popularity like the top comedians. This is our favorite and least favorite comedians. So again, my list is not grandiose. It's kind of generic, but I can talk a little bit
now.
About
are your top 3 more all-time great comedians, or is it kind of like newer guys?
It's newer. See,
all right.
Because again, a lot of the SNL characters that I love, and it's like I don't really watch like Dana Carvey, his stand-up special, which is iconic. I remember the church lady. That's about it. So
I'm gonna give you mine first. My top 3 all time.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, it's probably constantly a changing thing because it has been one person for a long time who's now number 3 on this list, and my number 1 on this list is, I know he can drop back and forth or whatever, but I do think whatever. I'll get to him in a second. But these are kind of like, it's not people I really pay attention to currently.
Okay.
I kind of do, because 2 of them are still active. 1 is not active, but they were even bigger for me before. So that's my warning for this top 3. We'll go top 3 all time. Number 3 for me, Mitch Hedberg.
Okay.
Love Mitch Hedberg. He was my favorite comedian for a long time. I saw him a couple times back in the day. It was amazing comedy. It was out of this world. It was not like something anybody else was doing. Then he was on that 70s show as a funny character as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just, like, obviously he died young, and so we don't know, like, where he would have gone and how it would have whatever. I think he was a big heroin guy. There are documentaries, or a documentary that either came out or is coming out. And then there is a 30-minute documentary that I think Doug Stanhope had a part in that he put out. He released old footage of it. So there's a lot of stuff that's still coming out. They put out a record of his recently of all of his work. And so there's a box set or whatever. So there's a lot of stuff from Mitch Hedberg that is still we're finding, you know. But yeah, he's just
Tupac.
Super original there, the Tupac of comedy. Number 2 for me is Dave Attell, who I still love. I mean, he's playing at the Des Plaines Casino next Saturday. 2 Saturdays from now.
Right?
Rivers Casino. Yeah, I'm kind of want to go. He's hilarious regardless. I mean, I've never not seen him funny.
Have you ever been there for a comedy show?
Not there, no. I think it's relatively new. I know Tim Dillon played there recently. I think the Toadies played there recently. So they do, or Better Than Ezra maybe. They have concerts and stand-up. So, but yeah, David Tell's absolutely great. And then number 1 is I've talked about how I think he's potentially the most important comedian right now because he just talks a lot about truth and not in a bad way. I mean, if it doesn't, politics doesn't matter. He will pick what the injustice is and go after it, and it's Bill Burr.
Okay,
Bill Burr is just, he's incredible. Another guy, I've seen him many times over the years, and he's just, I don't want to go see him anymore because it's too big of places to go see him, but he's still saying important stuff. His podcast is incredible. So that's my top 3 all time.
Okay.
So if we want to do current top 3, more recent top 3, this is where we can both go.
Okay.
All right? You want to start it off?
Sure. All right. And a lot of mine is just, again, it's recency bias. Just
Yeah.
because, you know. For number 3, I put Sebastian Maniscalco.
Okay.
I saw him, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago at the United Center. Didn't know who he was, to be 100% honest.
That's insane.
I was
to me.
telling people at school, or at work, it's just do you know who this guy is? And they're just you don't fucking know who that guy is. It's I'm oh.
Can I have your tickets?
Yeah, it's oh, he was on this and this. All right, either way. I had a blast there. So, yeah, and then he's getting into the acting and everything, so I obviously love that. But
yeah, Arlington Heights native.
Yeah, that too. That helps
here,
out.
And then went to
local.
California. Megan listens to his podcast.
Okay.
Big fan of his podcast.
I love the his family stories. Obviously he's Italian.
Yeah.
So whenever you can get, I feel like that's easy. Easy for me.
I like a lot of his older stuff more, but he's hilarious.
Okay.
His Chipotle bit about how they make the Chipotle and the whole thing. He's using the entire stage as a
a serving line.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And the one that hooked me hook, line, and sinker was when someone comes to ring your doorbell, how it used to be versus how it is now.
I think he might have told that one when I saw him.
That was, I mean, that bit is it's
like
perfect.
hiding basically.
Yeah,
right?
where it used to be you have a cake in the fridge in case somebody comes over. Yeah. Now you hide. Everybody's behind the couch, don't answer. It was brilliant. It's brilliant.
I have to quickly, just because I'm just gonna go off of your Mitch Hedberg one real quick because I saw a reel and it was one of the funniest fucking things. Maybe just from him because I've never been a big fan, but another one I was kind of ignorant to the guy. But anyway, him just talking about how long baked potatoes take to cook, and when he's just I'm not even hungry now. But toss it in tomorrow. Yeah. Who knows? Yep. Just I love that the who knows because I think we probably made baked potatoes recently, and Joni's well, they take an hour to cook. It's what? Yeah. But anyway, that's it. So yeah, Maniscalco number 3.
I think he also had a joke similar to that was about frozen bananas, where it was eventually maybe it'll just be a banana, but you'll still want it regardless of whether it's frozen. I don't remember. It was something. It wasn't as good, but you could tell he was trying to come up with a similar thing. If you follow the All Things Comedy Instagram and maybe even Facebook page, every Sunday they do I don't know what they call it, All Mitch Sundays or whatever, where they just put his old clips and stuff like that up. My number 3, as far as current list goes, I'm going Anthony Jeselnik.
Yep.
We've talked about him. The show I saw him live in Madison was one of my favorite live events ever, if not my favorite. It was just incredible to watch someone who, he wasn't even done with this. He was working on this material, and he destroyed people. 3 people died of laughter. I mean, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. and to be able to have like front row in a club, in a small club, to see him do that. Megan's a huge fan. She's gotten on his podcast a couple of times, like through emails.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One time
cool.
he called her out for emotionally cheating on me with him.
Nice.
And he wasn't incorrect.
Now, is this the Vanity Project one, or does he have his own?
Yeah, it was Jeselnik Rosenthal Vanity.
Yeah.
It's
like JRVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeselnik Rosenthal Vanity Project.
Yeah.
Okay.
And before that, they used to do the Rosenthal Jeselnik Vanity Project.
Okay.
I think it was for like NFL Network or something weird.
Now,
But he doesn't have that podcast anymore, and it's sad because it was
Oh.
a very good podcast, and he talks about like books that he reads.
Why'd
'cause
they
he's a big
cancel
book-
it?
I think
Or-
he just got sick of it. Like, if you listen to the podcast, you could tell he hated doing podcasts the
Really?
whole time. He was like,
So
I
what-
only do this so that Greg could make money.
Yeah.
Greg's the other guy.
What is the one? Because I see reels all the time with him sitting at like a table where it looks like he's in like a fancy like library almost, but like a home library where he's just like he'll like in the most recent one I saw he was talking to Tig Notaro.
Oh.
And then there was one with Sarah Silverman, but like I don't know if it's like his old show or if he has a
Yeah, I was going to say, because he used to have 2 different Comedy Central shows.
yeah. There was the
One of them would-
offensive.
Yeah, and one of them had like a panel of people.
Okay.
And then one of them, I think, was just a one-on-one conversation.
It's that one.
The one with Tig, they kind of like... It was weird. It was a weird conversation. I think they ended up... She didn't like him because of that episode.
Oh, really?
Or there was some sort of... Something happened. Some sort
Okay.
of drama or whatever.
The reel
but-
I saw looked like they were being pretty like civil at least. But is that true that she announced like having cancer on stage? Did you ever hear this story?
Yeah, I think she found out about it and then went to stage that night and talked about
Yeah,
it. And then she
people
did...
were like, "Is this what the hell's
Yeah.
going on here?"
Well,
I remember
she
hearing
literally
that.
was like going to do an open
Yeah.
mic and found out,
Yeah.
and so she just like, I'm gonna talk about it, and talked about it for however long, and then she ended up doing a special with her shirt off because it was breast cancer
Wow.
or whatever, and so she had like I think double mastectomy.
Okay.
Is it-
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And so she did like a shirtless
Wow.
like Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, I heard that on Office Ladies actually, the podcast, Jenna Fisher,
Uh-huh.
and because Tig Notaro's in one episode of The Office for like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
She's like the mom of the girl that punches Andy in the
Uh-huh,
face.
yeah.
But yeah, they were just talking about that, and I was like, holy shit, is that true?
Yeah, and maybe she didn't do the whole special with her shirt off. Maybe she just took her shirt off at the end or something like that. But nonetheless, yeah.
Okay.
But that was like, I believe that was like a big breaking moment for her, like when she did that, because obviously nobody talks about
Yeah.
it and nobody tries to make it funny and whatever. But
Uh-huh.
it was just like at the right time.
Yeah. All right, well, my number 2 is also Anthony Jeselnik.
Nice.
Yeah, he from the first time I saw him on the Comedy Central roast, it was just like, this guy's different. Like, I'm not gonna like go into examples and everything, but I mean, just all of those. It was like, who is that? I mean, we knew like all the people on that show had writers. I mean, like there was like your
Yeah.
Jeff Rosses and like guys that were who is that other guy that died? Another comedian that was on all the roasts. But either way, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I just like I said with Jeselnik, I mean, like,
Oh, Greg Giraldo.
there you go.
Yeah,
Him.
He's great.
The Jeselnik one, when you figured out like what his like shtick is, like these stories that are just going one way, and then you're like, all right, where? And it's like,
Yeah.
I know it's not going to the right place, but where is he going? And it's like he gets you every time.
Yeah, because you think you know where it's headed. You're like, oh, this is obviously here, and then you're like, wow, didn't even think of. It's like 4 steps in the other direction.
And the punchline is usually just, but no. It takes like 5 seconds to after this like 10-minute story.
By the way, like, you're bringing up the roast stuff, so you were obviously younger. Like, I think it was probably early 20s when I found out who Anthony Jeselnik was, and that's the prime time for like dark humor, in your life. Those 20s when you're like, I can't believe he's saying this.
those
or whatever.
roasts, I mean, there was a lot of stuff
yeah.
on there. It was just like, damn.
Yeah, he did the
So-
roasts perfectly.
But yeah, he's just a different kind of comedian, and I love that he's, I don't know.
Yeah, my number 2 is Joe List. I talk about him all the time. He's on a podcast with Mark Norman called Tuesdays with Stories, my favorite podcast.
Okay.
Joe List, I think, is just excellent, like, New York comedian, just like actual jokes. It's not a story. It's not, he doesn't have to dance to get your attention. He doesn't do all these things. He just stands and he tells jokes, and they're funny and like laugh out loud, like almost crying funny at points. And yeah, and he's been doing it for a very long time. 4 or 5 specials all on YouTube.
Okay.
If you haven't listened to Joe List, obviously listen to Joe List.
All right. My number 1, Shane Gillis.
Wow.
Speaking of people you were saying who just stand there with the mic. Obviously, he has a lot of mannerisms to it. I think he's hysterical when he uses the hands to emphasize things. I love it. Even his little laugh, it gets me. But I think he's obviously good enough without that. Yeah. And I think the Bud Light commercials with him and Post Malone are funny because he just keeps playing that character. I love him in Tires. I don't know if I agree with everything he says outside of comedy, but no, I think I just think recently he's been on a hot streak, obviously, and I think he's fucking hilarious.
I don't have a problem with really a lot of the stuff that he said. I don't think he's one of these guys who just says something to rile people. Like, he thinks about it.
No, there was more recently I don't have to say it on here, but like just the way he was talking about a woman kind of like put me. It's just like, like not trying to be funny or anything, just commenting on her appearance, and it's just like, look at you, dude. You know?
He's obviously like, he's part of that like bro comedian thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he's a hilarious comedian.
Yeah.
I got no issues with Shane Gillis as your number 1. And I really don't. I mean, there's probably things that I disagree with him, like you're saying, but I don't think he's like out there just saying crazy things to say a thing. Like, he's a pretty well thought out and very funny and original stuff. His John Cena Special Olympics bit is incredible.
I don't know if I've heard that.
Yeah, you should check that out. I think it was on his first special, which is on YouTube. It was live in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just.
Well,
it was during COVID, I want to say, like when that came out, and I think that was his first special.
See, one of my favorite bits, he has the Special Olympics one just about like whoever came up with it. And it's just it's like, bro, you can't tell anyone about this. And it's like, I heard the kid from the town over, or it's like, I heard they got a faster one than ours. Just the way he's talking about it, it's so good.
Yeah, the construction of those sentences is excellent.
And a lot of the, he's like, like I love the hand gestures. So yeah, Gillis is my number 1.
Great, and my number 1 is he does a podcast with Gillis on occasion. It's Mark Norman.
Yep.
I've talked about him a lot, and him and Joe List are 2 of my favorites, but I think Mark Norman's a little bit more likable than Joe List, and so that's why he's my number 1. They're really 1 and 2 kind of together.
Okay.
Not their podcast together, but I mean, like, you could switch either one. I like their comedy, both of them just the same. They're both excellent. And I've seen Mark Norman a bunch of times, and it's always great. It's always very funny, and I think he's another one of those guys where he's like not afraid to call out if something's not, like if you think most of this way, you kind of always think this way. Yeah. But he's not afraid to look and be like, no, but what they're saying is okay. Like, this is right over here.
Yeah.
And you're wrong. This is right. He's not choosing a side.
Yeah.
He's not a political comedian. He's like trying to find what the right answer is for everything. Yeah. And he says funny words.
Good stuff.
Do you have potent notables?
I do. Actually, this is kind of funny because I feel like this is the list that you started off with. Like, you're more like older comedians. Uh-huh. So I got Kevin Hart because before he became this huge actor, when I kept seeing this little dude that it's like, oh, I remember him from Scary Movie 3 and a couple small bit parts. And I don't know. I feel like I was always watching the same routine, but just at a different location.
Okay.
And I would still laugh my ass off all the time. I just think he tells stories great. Dave Chappelle, another one that I've seen live. I saw him at NIU about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's now he's
but like where?
At their auditorium, like in the school.
Wow.
Like I don't remember, like I mean, I was
not like their basketball stadium.
No, I mean, it was like their stage, probably like where their theater is, I guess. Good stuff. And then, when you had Dave Attell.
Okay.
I saw him more recently. That kind of sprang some stuff. But I loved his show Insomniac.
Yeah, Insomniac was amazing.
Okay.
My notables for my like older guys or whatever you want to call them, like all-time comedians. Rodney Dangerfield and Norm Macdonald were on there because those are just like classic, straight up amazing comedians. And one that like recently that I started liking wouldn't be on my list, but like has definitely gone up my list more recently is Phyllis Diller. You know, like
I know the name. I can't think of who that is.
I mean, she's probably more of an actress than a stand-up, but she was a stand-up and a great stand-up. And I watched her old stand-up stuff, and it is like 100 jokes a minute.
Wow.
Very, very good stuff. And some of it's like, you know, like your mom's so fat when she was born June 6th, 7th, and 8th. Or like, you know, those types of jokes. But those types of jokes in like 1950 or whenever she was telling these are like pretty incredible jokes, and just like funny stuff.
Awesome.
More recent stuff, there's guys like Sam Morril, who I've talked about a lot. He's a little bit dirtier than the other New York guys and kind of a little bit sleazy to him, but one of my favorite guys. I wouldn't have put him in my top 3, but he's up there. Another guy, Zoltan Cassius. I don't know how to say his last name. He puts out so much material on YouTube. It's insane. Every week is another half hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30. But every week to put out that much. And it's not trash material. It is like very good stuff. It's just his point of view on things is very, very good. John Mulaney is another one.
I like him.
I like all of his old specials. He just announced he's going to do Wrigley. He's going to be the first ever comedian to do Wrigley. I think it's next July or something like that. Rory Scovel, if you don't know who Rory Scovel is one of the most like interesting and unique guys. He does specials that are like, he'll do 60 minutes of no material. Like he goes up with no material and does 60 minutes of just whatever he's thinking of, what's going on in the room. And it's killer. And he'll do like 7 nights in a row of 60 minutes like that, and then kind of build a set.
That'd be nice. If you're that good, it's like you don't even have to write material.
He is very, very good, and he's got stuff on Amazon Prime and Netflix. Very, very good stuff. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. I would highly recommend him though. Like he'd probably be number 4 on my list. He's up there for me. Kyle Kinane is another great one. He's from Lombard. I mean, like Kyle Kinane, incredible comedian. You know Kyle Kinane, no?
I don't think so.
I think if you saw him, he was the voice of Comedy Central for a while. The guy who was like, coming up next, it's whatever. But he's got, I don't know how many specials. He's great. He's not still in Lombard. He lives in like Oregon now or wherever. But he was an LA comedian for a long time. He came up with guys like, what's his name? Like Pete Holmes and Kumail and like that whole Chicago group. Like he was part of that Chicago group. And then my own personal favorite, Brooks Wheelan, I brought him up, former SNL cast member. His comedy hits. It feels like my childhood, the stuff that he talks about. So I'm a big fan of his. So now let's do bottom 3. I'm gonna start it off.
Do it.
Dane Cook,
number 3. That should have been on my list.
He used to be my number 1 for a very long time. It's just never a big fan. Even at the height of Cookamania, I was not a fan of Dane Cook. I never liked his stuff.
I didn't like him in Waiting. Remember when he sucked in that.
I just, huge star. You know, you've heard bad stories. He's even come out and said like he was a jerk at times and blah blah blah. But I just never liked his stand up. I always thought he was just one of these guys who was like so animated that it was making his jokes funnier. It wasn't for me. Dane Cook. Now that said, he's obviously talented and whatever and blah blah blah.
All right. My number 3 is a collective. It is the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
All right.
I know Ron White's still going. He's pretty funny. He was on what the hell is that show? Tires more recently. I liked him on that. But not like these guys. It's just like, oh, I fucking hate them, or it's offensive or anything. Just stupid and kind of like one and the same, like just over and over and over again with just all the stupid accents and I
think you just hate Southern people. I disagree with you on this one because I love Ron White. I think he's hilarious.
That's I was saying maybe him like because he's
and
still...
Jeff Foxworthy I think is an amazing joke writer.
Okay,
I am not really interested in. you might be a redneck
Yeah.
jokes, but like I do think he has some really really funny stuff, and is maybe underrated as like a joke writer because you think of him as the character.
Yeah.
But the other guys, yeah, I'm with you for sure.
Okay.
My number 2 is Whitney Cummings.
Mm.
I've never been a fan. I don't think I've ever laughed at a Whitney Cummings special. I've watched a couple of them because I've tried.
Yeah.
And this is not. I'm not saying women aren't funny. I'm saying Whitney Cummings is not for me.
You're stating it.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna.
No, see, now what about when she was on? Like, she used to do the roasts as well. Like,
Never a fan.
No.
Never.
Okay.
I don't think I've laughed at anything Whitney Cummings has ever said.
Wow.
And whatever. I don't think she's bad. I just think it's very not for me.
All right. Well, she was in a TV show with another controversial comedian, Chris D'Elia. What do you think of him?
Chris D'Elia?
Or D'Elia, whatever.
Alleged underage activities with the Chris D'Elia. Funny comedian, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, they had a show together. It was pretty funny, actually. It was just called Whitney.
Oh, yeah. She created Two Broke Girls, which I love.
Yeah.
I think that's like the best thing she's ever done. I think that's one of the.
It's a lot better than 2.5 Men, if you ask me.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, my number 2, and this is, I guess, kind of recency bias too, because he's so popular, and I just don't understand why. And it's Pete Davidson. I think he's a fine actor. I just don't think his comedy's that funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like maybe the way he tells his stories, but it just.
I think you're right. I think he has the ability to like draw emotion from people.
Yeah.
Like the way that he looks and talks and stuff like that. But I don't find his stand-up funny either. Yeah.
I think it's like, I wouldn't be like, fuck that guy or he sucks, but it's just like, I don't know.
That being said,
not getting anything from it.
He started comedy when he was like 17 or something like that. Like he was around New York at that time, and I'm sure he's good and whatever, but I'm basing it more on like his most recent Netflix special, whenever that was, because I was like, oh, cool, I'll watch it, and no, not a fan.
All right.
My number 1, Eliza Schlesinger. If I think Whitney Cummings was not funny, Whitney Cummings is George Carlin compared to Eliza Schlesinger. She's the Dane Cook of women.
No.
She does the goofy things and whatever. Never laughed. Never my thing.
Okay.
It makes sense. Her and Dane Cook, I consider them the same type of comedian, and they both have had tremendous success. But it doesn't hit with me.
Yeah.
Not at all. Neither one of them.
Okay. I don't know if I know who that is. Maybe if I saw her.
Yeah.
All right, my number 1, and I don't know if this is considered stand-up comedian, but I'm going with Tony Hinchcliffe. I just don't fucking like the guy.
Okay.
I've talked about it. I think I've been kind of up and down with him. I
don't think you're alone.
Podcast, but no, I just think he's a prick, and I know that's his shtick, but it's like I can't get past how just fucking nasty that guy is.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I was gonna put like David. Is it David Lucas?
Yeah.
And him too. I mean, they're nasty. But either way, just not my thing, I guess. And then, I just hate how he talks and his stupid face and everything. So
it doesn't
all
hit
of
with
it,
you.
yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe does not work for me.
He's an
but
excellent
I give him
roast.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He's an amazing roaster, but I just think on the show and everything, and I just hate sometimes how he acts because it's like, it's my show. It seems like one of those kind of things where he'll just talk louder than you. And
he did create a great show.
Oh, absolutely.
Tony's a great show.
Yeah, it is.
And it's got a lot of people who rip it off. So now let's figure out our top 3 for next week.
All right.
I really got to get this thing fixed. Huh?
All right, so let's see if we can get this first try. Don't pull that up yet.
Uh-oh.
Dude, this is great because, like, I've been thinking about this, and I think we've talked about this numerous times, but it is time for us to do our top 3 ska bands.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm excited about this one because, like, I was going to prematurely say, like, let's just do ska bands because I was listening to something last week, which I'll probably talk about next week in this list.
Now, this can include ska punk. This can include ska reggae.
Ska core.
Anything with the word ska.
Yeah,
in it.
anything
Pole ska.
from Madness to Link 80. Let's
There
do
it
it.
is. Okay,
right.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
I just moved into a new apartment in New York. That's a hassle. I'm still furnishing it. The other day I bought a cutting board for my kitchen. It's a piece of wood with a handle on it. It's made in Yugoslavia. Apparently we don't have the technology in this country to make a cutting board.